Hey there, I'm the person who plays keyboards for Mamalarky, and I'm going to talk to you today about Frog 2, the first tune off our record Pocket Fantasy. This song came about at the end of a long day of doing overdubs for the record. As we were just about to leave, we saw this little Casio keyboard sitting over in the corner of the studio and said, "Oh, that's interesting. Maybe we should write a song." So we set it up, plugged it in, and I started playing something like, and that was bad. And that was Frog 1, but we didn't give up so easily. Crucially, I switched from the frog sound to the flute sound, and what came out of that was Frog 2. Just really finding comfortable ergonomic chords in the key of F, and that became the song. It's basically just these stacks of fourths, E, A, D, and D, G, C, followed by B flat, D flat, E, A, and A, D, G. And I think those chords are cool because you kind of get all the flavor of an F chord without ever just playing a triad. You know, you have your 7, 3, 5, or 6, and then a 6, 9, 5. And that's about half of the song. You're halfway there already. There is a little bass line that comes in throughout the verse. It's this F octave, followed by G, C, G, C, F octave. And if you really want to sound like the song, you're going to switch whatever your keyboard is into waltz mode. Make sure the variation is turned on. Activate synchro start, and then run that through an octave pedal into a bass amp, and you have Frog 2. There is a little bit more going on, though. There is a little pre-chorus moment that comes out of. You know, we're kind of frolicking in the verse, and then we get slightly introspective for this pre-chorus, which is really just alternating versions of an F chord and an G half diminished or fully diminished over F, and doing those in different inversions. So you have the first inversion to start in the right hand with the F pedal, and also a root position, G half diminished. That's the G, B flat, D flat, F. Then moving up this way, you get the 9 on top of that fully diminished G, so it's getting a little more complex, a little more suspenseful. Back to an F with the 6, that D added in. Another fully diminished G in a second inversion. Then an F with the major 7 in there, that E. And, you know, if all these extensions aren't helpful to you, then I would say just do what I did learning keyboard and try and watch the fingers and feel it out, figure it out, or play something different that you enjoy more. And that is most of the pre-chorus, just moving those chords around, alternating between inversions of F with different extensions and different versions of a G diminished chord. You do that, get back to frolicking in the verse for a little bit longer. We still haven't left F world, that F on the bass. Go through another pre-chorus. And then finally we pivot into a little excursion away from F. And we get this A 13 sharp 9 chord, which is a C sharp, F, G, C over A, getting us somehow to F over E flat. That's an E flat 10th, E to G in the bass, or just the octave if that's more comfortable for you, with C, F, A over the top. Moving to a C sharp triad over B, followed by a B flat just with the 9 and just with a C and F on top. Then an A minor 7. Go back and forth between the B flat and the A minor a couple times. Then play a G minor 9, just a stack of thirds. And finally, the last bit of suspense before we get back to F is a G diminished 9 chord with the B flat, D flat, E, A over a G. And then you're back to the verse once again. I guess the only other chord that's a bit strange comes in the second chorus, where you have a C sharp major 7 over a B major 7. Very challenging, maybe, but also bright and suspenseful, and really calling to be resolved down to that B flat on your way out of this introspective moment of the song. And finally landing back home with a little more frolicking. That really is the entirety of the song. You go through another verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and it's all roughly the same. You know, it was improvised, and it still is every time I play it. A little bit different. I hope this was remotely helpful if you're trying to learn this song on keyboard. Thanks again. Take care. Bye.